Respected deans and directors of the schools and institutes of UMT, my very dear chairmen of the departments, heads of the university management offices, our very dear faculty and staff, and everyone in the audience today, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I warmly welcome you to today's event. It is an event which is a unique event in the sense that we are celebrating our 30th anniversary. This is a huge milestone in any organization's journey and lifetime. Day before yesterday, someone came to my office. This person is chairman of a bank. He was asking me what is UMT. So, in a nutshell, I gave him an answer. But before that, I was thinking, what is UMT? UMT started from 2 rented rooms and is now established on a 250 canal campus. UMT started with 1 certification program and now we offer 150 degree programs. UMT used to have 2 employees and now we have about 3,000 employees. UMT started with 1 student and now we have about 25,000 students. UMT did not have any alumni and now we have about 20,000 alumni working in about 40 countries of the world. UMT currently has a 17 to 18% market share in the private universities of Punjab. We have about 7 to 8% market share in private universities in Pakistan. That means almost 1 in 10 students in any private university in Pakistan is at UMT. And all of this started with 2 rented rooms. But UMT, I believe, is more than just numbers. UMT is a dream. It is a story of a dream. I remember a few years ago, Fortune magazine called us. They said, UMT is possible. UMT is the story of what is possible in a country like Pakistan. Microsoft called us game changers in implementing technology in the classroom. Newsweek says we are one of the leading business schools in Asia. But it's more than that. It starts with one 6-year-old boy. It starts with his dream. Someone asked him one day, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says he wants to be a vice chancellor. 3-4 years on from there, someone asks him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, I want to be an imam. I want to be a leader. And then he wants to change the world. He wants to impact the youth. He wants to shape the future of Pakistan. He wants to equip our future generations with the knowledge, skills, and expertise that can take the country forward. He starts schooling in Karachi, then moves to East Pakistan, sees the fall of Dhaka, is flown to Karachi without his family. For 2 years, he doesn't know if his father is alive or not. His father becomes a prisoner of war. He starts university in Karachi, joins NED, picks up civil engineering, a profession which his father had also chosen. Then he becomes president of the Student Union of Karachi. His forum sweeps all across the city. Martial law is imposed. He goes out and arranges protests, gets arrested, and fights for democratic rights. Then he graduates university, takes admission in a graduate program in the US, does MBA, comes back, starts teaching at a university in Lahore, then joins one of the leading corporates of the country. There then I think he realized his dream. Where did that go in all that journey? He thought of what he wanted to do when he was a child. He decides to resign, becomes an entrepreneur, is joined by a loyal friend and a very loyal team, struggles day and night, at times doesn't take any income for about 6 months at a time, and doesn't have resources to pay, but still continues and fights despite the hunger. But that hunger was for growth. That hunger created a drive in him to succeed, a drive in him to do big things, even though he had no resources. Then he somehow manages to get a charter for university, which is rejected by some agencies and was the most humongous of tasks. But somehow in the year 2002 he manages to get the charter for the university, and from then there's been no going back. So this, ladies and gents, is the story of UMT, and the story of UMT is a story of a dream, and it's a beautiful dream, and it's a story of struggle, it's a story of hard work, it's a story of determination, it's a story of perseverance, and it's a dream to eradicate illiteracy from the country. It's a dream for advancement of knowledge. It's a dream to be in the service of humans. It's a dream to shape the future of the country. And me and you, I think both need to dream. And we need to act on these dreams. And we need to, as he used to say, we need to dream dreams that no person has ever dreamt of. We need to have big dreams, and we need to take risks, and we need to set out following those dreams and acting on those dreams, because you only get one life, and if you don't follow your dreams, if you don't achieve your dreams, then that's a life not worth living. Thank you.